We have another first-time major champion here at Erin Hills, Brooks Koepka, 16 under par, tying Rory McIlroy's record from 2011 at Congressional. Jeff, how did he do it?
Well, you start with his profile as a player fits the bill for this golf course. He's one of those guys that is a bomber first. We know he's going to hit the ball out there with the likes of Dustin Johnson, Jason Day, Rory McIlroy. So why did those guys miss the cut and Brooks Koepka's here in the winner's circle?
Great question.
I think today he had a key stretch on the back nine, making 3 birdies in a row. He made 3 great putts to do it. And I also, when you look at the stats, it wasn't just that he was one of the top 10 players in driving distance this week. We knew he was going to do that coming in. But he also led the field in greens and regulation. And so when you combine one of the best drivers on tour with great iron play, all of a sudden you're avoiding Erin Hills bunkers, you're avoiding those tricky spots around the green. You're just putting for birdie all day, and no one putted for birdie more than Brooks Koepka this week. He's your winner.
You sound exactly like what the USGA wants out of a U.S. Open champion, right? They want you to hit every club in your bag, and they want to test every facet of your game, like you said, from the driver down to the short clubs and the putter, of course.
Yeah, I think Koepka's just one of those guys where you have one good skill already. You have one skill that you're elite at, which for him is driving distance. So when you have that going as something you can rely on, that often is going to serve you well at a U.S. Open, especially one like this that is the record. It's the longest U.S. Open in history. So the irons clicked. He made enough putts. And as it turned out, we thought this would be a day that really went back and forth like it's been the last few days, this bunch leaderboard, but it didn't happen at all. It was a suspense-free, drama-free kind of finish there at the end.
Yeah, great for Brooks, maybe a little disappointing for fans who always love a bit of drama. But I have to say, we had a lot of bold takes and bold predictions over the past few days on this show on who was going to come away with the trophy. Nobody selected Brooks Koepka. Why do you think he's flown under the radar in this way?
I think our bold takes are just there. It's tough to make these bold takes and never be right. First of all, he's only won once on tour. I think that's part of it. Is he had a great Ryder Cup last year, but he just hasn't had the titles to back it up. We just haven't seen quite enough of him yet. But if you look a little bit deeper, I think it's just part of his track record and his pedigree getting to this point on tour is a little bit different. He wasn't a guy that started out on the PGA Tour. He started out on the Challenge Tour in Europe, of all places. He tried to qualify for the PGA Tour, didn't make it, and took this unconventional route through the European minor leagues. But he started winning there, and he was winning again in Europe, and then he comes over here and just had the one tour win. So he's been a winner at every level. We just haven't seen a lot of it in the United States until obviously now this week on this huge stage.